Well, hello again and welcome to my channel. I'm Fraser from Metalworking in France. I've got a little project on today. I've got to skim a couple of flywheels. They're quite large. I think they're off a tractor or something like that. It's part of a clutch unit. A gentleman came to me the other day and asked me if I'd machine these for him. I said I'd try. The smaller one, I'll put it on the lathe and do that one first. The bigger one, I'm just hoping I can actually hang it on the lathe somehow to machine it. If I can get it on the lathe, then I can machine it. That's as simple as that. So follow me in the next few clips and we'll see how this job develops, okay? Well, here's one of the flywheels I've got to machine. The other one, I've already mounted it on the lathe. I'll show you that now. So here we go. This one looks pretty poor as well. Quite badly. As you can see, I've started making a cut on it, but it's got quite a long way to go before I can say that's a nice finish. So we'll carry on with this and see how this goes. So here you can see I'm machining the face itself. It's slightly buckled and warped, and it's quite a rough old finish on it actually. So, but I can't turn it very fast because otherwise it'll ring too much, and obviously it'll heat up a lot and buckle even more. So you can't really use coolant on it because it's cast iron. It just gets all claggy and muddy. In France. You'll have to excuse the noise of the compressor in the background, I'm afraid. It's just switched itself on. Bit inconvenient, but hopefully you can still hear what I'm saying. It'll shut down in a minute anyway. It shouldn't be too bad. Shouldn't take too long to fill up the reservoir tanks. Anyway, I've got a little job on today. A gentleman wants me to make a lining up tool for a clutch plate. So it's got to go through the clutch plate into the bearing in the back of the engine motor, whatever. I think it's for a harvester actually, so he's obviously a farmer. So I'm going to use this piece of aluminium. It's already been turned down in the past for something else. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to reduce this to the bearing size, reduce this down to the inner bore of the clutch plate. I'll put a knurl on it for him on the back, just so that it's easier for him to handle. So it shouldn't be too bad, should be a nice little job. Okay, so follow me in the next couple of frames and see how this job progresses. Well, here's the clutch unit. I've got to make a line-up tool so that it'll go through here and then into this bearing. So, yep, let's see how this goes on. Well, here I'm just turning down the outside diameter size for the bore on the bearing. It's coming on quite well. Using aluminium because it's nice and easy to machine, and the tool will probably only have to be used once, so it's not too big of a problem using aluminium. And here I'm turning down the bore of the clutch plate itself. It's got a spline on the clutch plate, as you probably already noticed, but this is just a line-up tool, so it's just got to slide a nice easy fit through the clutch plate itself to give me the right diameter, so everything lines up. I'm doing everything on the same axis on the lathe so that everything will line up beautifully. I'm running this backwards now for the final cut to go down the outside, and then that should be quite nice. I'll just measure this up and we'll see how this looks with the micrometer. So there we go. Oh yeah, that's a nice slide fit. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good to me. Here you can see I'm using a diamond knurling tool. This will just put an impression on the aluminium to help with grip when somebody wants to use it. It looks as if the lathe is actually going backwards now, It's actually the stroboscopic effect of the video. So now I'll just face off the end of it, put a chamfer on the end so it just looks a bit nicer, makes it look a bit more pretty. Well, there we are. A fairly straightforward, simple job actually in the end. Obviously the knurling on the end makes it easier to hold this. Clutch plate goes onto the bigger diameter, as you can see here, and the bearing lines up with that one. So the whole thing can be lined up when it goes back in the machine, so everything runs nice and smoothly without any vibration. Okay, so anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Look out for more videos in the future, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel. See you in the next one. Goodbye.